Hey, Dad. I'm sorry I missed your call earlier. I was in the middle of a meeting. Trust me, I would much rather have been talking to you. But you know how it goes.
Don't worry about it, son. I'm sorry for bothering you while you're at work.
So what can I do for you, Dad? Did you need something? Not every day I get a call from you, especially not during the morning like this. Is everything okay? Is there an emergency?
An emergency? No, it's nothing like that. I suppose you could say I was caught off guard, but I'm fine now.
Whoa! Someone caught you off guard? Okay, that has got to be a serious situation. No one catches you off guard, Dad. Tell me, what happened?
Well, if you insist, Josh took some money from me.
Oh no. That little rat! Did he go and take money out of your wallet again?
No, it's not that. This time he took it straight out of our bank account to the tune of around $30,000.
What? He took $30,000 from your account? That's straight up robbery! How did this happen?
I've known for some time that Josh has a penchant for taking money from my wallet when I wasn't looking, so ordinarily I keep all my bank account records, passwords, cards, and that sort of thing locked up in my safe. The other day I took out some of the files while I was looking for some tax documents. I went to the bathroom while I was working, and when I came back, it looked as though someone had rifled through them. I thought maybe it was the ceiling fan blowing them around, so I didn't think much of it at the time. But then I checked my account a few days later and saw there was a massive withdrawal on that same day.
Can't believe him! Stealing a couple bucks from your wallet here and there is one thing. But $30,000? He must have completely lost his mind. So where is Josh now? What's he doing?
I've tried to get a hold of him, but he won't respond to any of my calls or texts.
I guess that shouldn't be a surprise. Probably well aware what's going to happen the next time you talk to him. Does Mom know what happened yet? I'll bet she's going to be super shocked when she finds out.
Well, that's another thing I need to tell you, actually. The account that Josh took the money from wasn't mine. It was your mother's. It's the one she'd been putting money into from her part-time jobs over the years. Her goal was to use the money she saved up once I retired to pay for a nice trip for the two of us. Her poor heart was broken into 1,000 pieces when I broke the news to her. She's barely come out of our bedroom ever since.
Poor Mom. Did you tell Josh about that?
I texted him, but it looks as though he hasn't even read it yet.
Man. Alright, I'll see if I can get a hold of him. If he doesn't know that I heard about it, there's a chance he'll let his guard down. Don't worry, Dad. I'm gonna find some way to get him to return the money.
I'm so sorry about this, Matt. Every time Josh gets into trouble, I end up having to get your help in dealing with him. You're busy enough with work, you don't deserve to have to deal with this as well.
You got nothing to apologize for, Dad. It's all Josh's fault. He's the one who keeps doing things like this to his own family members.
No, I can't allow him to take all the blame. I now realize that your mother and I weren't strict enough on him when he was a child. We should have realized sooner that we were spoiling him and done something to straighten him out before he became an adult.
You and Mom have done so much for him. Back when he stopped going to his high school class, you guys got him enrolled in an online high school program so he could still graduate. You even helped him find the job. So it's not your fault for spoiling him or anything. He's just a selfish jerk. You didn't even spoil him at all. You were just good, loving parents who wanted the best for their son.
It means so much to hear you say that, Matt. Thank you in advance for dealing with Josh. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure. I'll let you know as soon as I'm able to get in touch with him.
Matt, what gives? I just found out you've been asking around to my gaming buddies about me. You got no business contacting my friends like that.
You had no business stealing our parents' money, Josh. I needed to get a hold of you no matter what, but you refused to answer your phone. Fortunately for me, I know your gamer tag and that you use the exact same one in every game that you play. And if you don't want me asking around to your friends about you, then you got only one choice. Stop running away. Come back to Mom and Dad's house and face the music. Now tell me, where are you right now?
I'm not telling you where I am, and I'm never going back to Mom and Dad's house.
Yeah, right. I know you're an unemployed recluse. You don't have Mom and Dad's money to live off. You don't have any means of supporting yourself.
Why do you think I took the $30,000 from them before I left? I'm gonna use that money to support myself while I get started with my new life on my own. Dad's been bugging me forever that I need to start making something of myself, right? Well, making something of yourself isn't free in this world. $30,000 seems like a pretty good amount for an initial investment in my success.
Oh, come on, Josh. You don't need $30,000 to get started. And by the way, you know that money wasn't Dad's, right? That was the money Mom has been working all these years to save up. Dad told me she'd been hoping to use that money to pay for a nice trip for the two of them after Dad retires. I'll have a talk with Dad about what he wants to do to support you in your supposed quest to get your life started. But for the meantime, you need to return the money you took immediately. Every last cent.
Weren't you paying attention earlier? I told you I am never going back to Mom and Dad's house. I got big plans in store for myself. So just leave me alone, will ya? I can take care of myself without you breathing down my neck. I'm not a kid anymore, Matt, so you can knock off the concerned big brother act.
I'll stop treating you like a kid when you stop acting like one. This isn't the first time you pulled a stunt like this either. Remember that time a few months back when you told me you had an interview coming up and you needed money to buy a suit? I gave you $300. And what did you do with it? Bought a bunch of video games and energy drinks. And that's just me. I have no idea whatsoever how much money Mom and Dad have lent you over the years.
Lent? Get out of here. They didn't lend me anything and neither did you. That was all gifts. You're supposed to be my family, but now you're telling me you want me to pay you back for all the gifts you've given me? No chance. Not to mention I didn't ask to be born into this family in the first place. Mom and Dad are the ones who brought me into this world so they can be the ones to make sure I have a good time while I'm here. That's what they signed up for. It doesn't matter if I decide to spend my days enjoying myself playing video games. That just means they need to make enough money to pay for it all.
You really are a selfish little brat, Josh. Mom and Dad have given you everything you could have possibly wanted and more for the last 29 years. It doesn't seem like you even have the smallest shred of gratitude for it to them.
Keep on talking to me, Matt. Please, I beg you. Every word you say makes me more and more glad that I didn't turn out to be a massive sellout like you. Like, what's wrong with having fun in life? Not everyone's cut out for being a joyless cog in the corporate machine like you are. It's my life, and I'm gonna live by my own rules.
You're not even making the slightest bit of sense here. Didn't you just get done saying that you have big plans to make something of yourself? Typically, making something of yourself means earning your own money. You know, standing on your own 2 feet. But from the sound of things, you don't even sound like you're gonna look for a job.
I told you I was gonna make something of myself. I didn't say that something would fit into your capitalistic framework of what success means.
Okay, well that confirms it. You're not gonna get a job. In that case, then you have even more reason to give Mom and Dad their money back. Mom has been nothing but loving and supporting of you, and you stabbed her in the back. She's so shocked over the situation that she's fallen into a deep depression. Dad can barely get her to get out of the bedroom. Will you feel any sense of shame for what you've done?
Mom will get over it eventually. She always does.
Josh, nah, forget it. I'm not wasting any more of my time. So you're serious about never coming back to Mom and Dad's house then?
Dead serious. I'm not living with a couple of old geezers who just want to drag me down. They've been harassing me to get a job for far too long. I'm sick and tired of it.
I'll bet Mom and Dad are sick of tired of you too. Okay. If that's the way you want it, so be it. Never show your face around here again. We're cutting all ties with you. You're no longer their son or my brother.
Go ahead, talk your big game, Matt. You and Dad might cut me off, but Mom, she'll never do that to me. All I have to do is put on a sad face and apologize to her, and she'll forgive me just like that.
I don't think that's gonna work this time around. I think you may have gone too far this time, even for Mom.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
I'm gonna give you one last chance right now, Josh. Give Mom and Dad their money back. If you don't, I guarantee that you will come to regret this one day, and when that day comes, it'll be too late for you. Are you sure this is the decision you want to make?
I already told you I'm not giving it back, so screw off! You're being really obnoxious, Matt. Give it a rest! Go ahead, disown me. Tell me I'm dead to you. See if I care. The feeling's mutual. I hope I never see or hear from you ever again. Hey, big bro, long time no see.
What do you want?
Yeesh, is that any way to talk to your little brother? This is the first time we've talked in 2 years. Aren't we gonna have a teary-eyed reunion where we reconcile our differences and live happily ever after?
No. What do you want?
I heard Dad's funeral is scheduled for tomorrow.
You heard that?
You thought you were doing a good job of keeping it from me, but I'm just too smart for you. I know all about the accident that sent Dad up to the great beyond.
That's odd. I have no idea why you would know something like that.
It's not that big of a town, Matt. Word gets around. I know that you've been preparing for his funeral. I also know that you're trying to keep it quiet so you can hog all Dad's inheritance to yourself, but it's not gonna work. So thanks for taking care of the funeral, Matt. I'll come by after it's finished to pick up my share of the inheritance.
Whose funeral are you talking about?
Are we really gonna have to go through this conversation again? It's Dad's funeral because he's dead. D-E-A-D, dead.
That's funny. I don't feel dead at all. Actually, I feel like I've still got at least another 30 years in me.
Yikes, Matt. Big yikes. Trying to act like Dad when he just died a few days ago? That's pretty low, man, even for me.
Tell me, Josh, what makes you so sure it's my funeral?
Okay, fine, Dad, I'll play along. I went by your house the other night and there was a guy just getting out of a car that belonged to a funeral home. I asked him who died and you know what he said?
If I had to guess that the owner of the house had died?
That's right.
I have to say, Josh, I'm impressed at your atrocious attention to detail.
Huh? What are you talking about? What detail?
Did you ask for the name of the person who died? Or did he just tell you the owner of the house?
Well, no, he didn't give a name. I figured he couldn't due to privacy laws or something.
I thought so. Josh, your mother and I sold that house.
What?
We thought that as long as we lived there, there was always a chance of you coming by and taking even more from us. So we sold the house and moved to where you couldn't find us.
Wait! Are you serious? You mean to tell me that Dad really is still alive?
That's right, Josh. I'm still alive, although your brother might not be long for this world. He's laughing so hard, I'm afraid he'll give himself a heart attack.
Oh no! So I'm not gonna get any money? That sucks! Hey, why don't you give me my share of the inheritance right now?
I'm not giving you 1 single cent of my hard-earned money. Not now and not after I'm gone.
Do you think I'm an idiot, Dad? You and I both know that you can't get out of giving me my inheritance. I'm your son. That makes me your legal heir. So like it or not, you owe me money, and I will collect on it sooner or later.
That's an impressive legal knowledge you have there, Josh. You're right. After hearing that, there's no way I could think you're an idiot.
Good! And now that that's settled, let's talk about when and how I'm gonna get my money then. I'd accept a personal check or wire transfer, your choice.
Let me finish. I don't think you're an idiot anymore, because now I know for a fact that you're a complete moron.
What?
Don't you know what a will is? All I need to do is write up a will that clearly states that you receive nothing, have it notarized, and it's legally binding.
But why would you do that to me?
Why wouldn't I? You were constantly verbally abusive to your mother. You slander us on social media. You stole tens of thousands of dollars from us. You punched holes in the walls of our house when you didn't get your way. You even threw our brand new TV into the dumpster when I told you to take out the garbage.
Yeah, and so what? That's not worth disowning me over.
That's not for you to decide. Besides, it's finished. I've already finalized my will. No matter what you do, there is no possible way you will ever get your hands on any of my money when I'm gone.
You already finished your will?
That's right.
No, that can't be. You can't do this to me.
And why not? Go on, tell me. I'd like to hear it.
I mean, I'm your son. Don't you care about what happens to me? Do you want me to end up on the street?
I'd like you to work hard enough to prevent that from happening. But I'm no longer going to give you any support. Oh, and one more thing. Your mother and I changed phone numbers. Now Matt is the only family member you can contact, but try not to bother him too much.
Dad, no, hold on just 1 second. There's something really important I wanted to talk to you about. I'm begging you, won't you please hear me out just this one last time? Dad, are you there? Please, answer the phone. I need to talk to you.
Didn't Dad just tell you not to bother me too much? If you're to keep on calling me like this, I'm gonna block your number.
No, don't do that. I'm in big trouble, Matt. If I don't come up with a lot of money really fast, I'm a goner.
Well. Sounds like you're in debt to some unsavory people.
Well, yeah. Ever since I used up the $30,000 I took from Mom and Dad, I've been taking out loans to get by on.
This is just a wild stab in the dark, but by any chance, were you trying to get Dad to pay off your debts for when you came by their house? You know, the day you started thinking Dad was dead?
I didn't know they sold the house. What was I supposed to think? I mean, the guy from the funeral home told me the owner of the house had died.
That's not really the issue right now, so can we drop this conversation? Important thing for you to know is that Mom and Dad aren't giving you any money, and neither am I. Give it up and go get a job or something. I can't be dealing with these constant messages from you.
But Matt, you're the only person I can turn to now. Please tell me where Mom and Dad moved to.
Not on your life. Don't forget, the reason I didn't block your number wasn't because I was holding out hope for you or anything. It was just so that I could pick up your body in case you got killed in a car accident or something.
Come on, Matt, don't be like that. I'm doing my best. I'm a way more responsible person than I was before. A while ago, I even started working a part-time job in order to make payments on my debt. And then a few months down the road, I'll even look for a full-time job.
Why don't you do that right now?
Because it's really hard to deal with the stress of being in debt. I can't bring myself to look for a better job when I'm dealing with all the phone calls and late-night knocks on my door.
You're not working a part-time job, Josh.
Huh?
I heard about everything from your gaming buddies. You used most of the money you took from Mom and Dad to give tips to your favorite video game streamer. Plus, you were living together with one of them for a while. But then, a while back, you stopped paying the rent you agreed on, and he just kicked you out of the house.
Who was it? Who was the scumbag who snitched on me?
That's not important. Seriously, coming crawling back to Mom and Dad for more help after you stole $30,000 from them and ran away? You've got some nerve, Josh.
What else am I supposed to do? I dropped out of high school and I've never worked a day in my life. It's Mom and Dad's fault for me turning out this way. They've got to take responsibility for their actions.
I'm sorry, what? You were the one who made the boneheaded decision to drop out of college. And you're just too lazy to go out and get a job. That's your fault, not Mom and Dad's. Actually, they paid for that online program to help you get your GED. You've got even less of an excuse.
But it didn't work, did it? They should have picked a more interesting program that I wouldn't get bored with.
Oh, give it a rest. Do I need to remind you why you dropped out in the first place? You were such an obnoxious jerk to all your classmates that none of them wanted anything to do with you. Then, you claimed that they were bullying you and tried to get them all suspended. When that didn't work, you were so ashamed to face any of them again that you stopped going to school.
They were a bad influence on me. I couldn't study with those low IQ losers around. They were jealous of my intelligence.
No one is jealous of your intelligence, Josh. You just have an overinflated ego that blinds you to reality. And the reality is that you're well below average at everything you've ever done. You just lash out at the people around you to keep from having to face the facts.
I am way above average in gaming, though. I'm on my way to becoming a pro gamer.
Oh yeah? When are you gonna go pro?
When I'm ready. I'm still practicing.
I see. Well, you better hurry up and become a pro gamer soon. You want the debt collectors off your back.
But being in debt keeps me from focusing on playing.
That's it. I'm done with you. I'm blocking you now.
What? Wait, don't!
The only reason you're contacting me is to get mom and dad to pay off your debts. So you can go back to playing video games all day without a care in the world. You haven't changed one bit. You never will.
I'll get a job if they pay off my debt, I swear!
Exactly what reason do I have to trust you?
Because we're brothers! Don't you trust your brother?
I would never trust anyone who stole $30,000 from their own parents.
Don't you care what happens to me?
Nope.
What if I offered to quit playing video games?
Don't care.
I'll do all mom and dad's housework.
Not happening.
Isn't there anything I can do to get you to forgive me?
Let me think. Still thinking. Nope. Goodbye, Josh. Good luck dealing with the debt collectors. Finally had enough and blocked Josh's number right after that. I just can't be bothered with taking care of a menace like him anymore. You might think ill of me for turning my back on my own brother, but trust me, I put up with more than enough of his nonsense over the last 29 years of his life. Same goes for my parents. We've truly done all we could for him. And in spite of all our efforts, in the end, he was still the same as he's always been. An immature child incapable of taking responsibility for himself. I have no idea what happened to him after that. But since I haven't got any calls from the police about him, I guess he must be still alive. All I can say for sure is that I doubt he's able to enjoy playing video games all day anymore.